I'm Gary Nickerson.
And I'm Quinn Taggart.
This week on Outside My Window, Quinn and I will continue our conversation with Jeff Hiltz. If you heard the most recent chat with Jeff, you heard him talk about Pirate Off-Road Nation. Well, the theme of pirates continues this week. He's going to talk about the Pirates of Halifax, the reenactor troupe. And you may have seen them if you were down to Seafest recently. They were there for a couple of days and just fantastic. The crowds just love these guys. We did chat, just a programming note, we did chat with Jeff prior to the Pirates of Halifax confirmation on coming to Seafest. But first, we're going to hear from Yarmouth Walking Tour's Candace Phibbs. She's going to tell us a tale of local pirates.
Our pirate's name is Black Bartlemy. He was fully committed to the pirate's way of life. He murdered his wife and children, and he set sail with the meanest band of men you can imagine, murdering and pillaging up and down the Atlantic coastline, taking anything that they could from these small seaside towns. By the time they reached Cape Horseshoe with Yarmouth in their midst, well, their ship was loaded down with chests of treasure, gold, jewels, anything that they could have stolen. It was loaded on the deck of that ship. But something happened out at Cape Horseshoe. The tide, the current, nobody quite knows for sure, but it seemed to have worked against Bartlemy's vessel, and it pulled his ship into Roaring Bull Rock Ledge. There, the hull tore open, and it started to take on water. Well, Bartlemy called over his most trusted buccaneer, Ben the Hook, and together they came up with a plan. They instructed each pirate to start loading the chests of treasure in the escape boat. And as they did so, Bartlemy crept around the side of that escape boat, and each pirate placed that chest of treasure in the boat, and Bartlemy and Ben took a hold of them, and he tossed them overboard. And it wasn't long before the treasure was loaded, and the pirates, well, they were floating in the Atlantic. And Bartlemy and Ben, they laughed together, saying, "Those fools, thinking we would share our treasure, it was only ever to be split between the two of them." Well, they rowed to shore, and there at Cape Horseshoe, they found a cave perfect for stowing treasure away. And as Ben was rolling the last boulder into place, well, Bartlemy came with his sword. He plunged it into Ben's back, and Ben fell at his feet, dead. And Bartlemy said, "That takes care of that." The treasure was all his. Now, all Bartlemy had to do was find his way into Yarmouth. He hadn't been to this community before, and as he wandered the beaches and the rock ledges at Cape Horseshoe, he became disoriented. You see, something happens out at Cape Horseshoe in the summer, in the evening. The fog rolls in, and it rolled in particularly thick that night. And as Bartlemy wandered the rock ledges, he took a step too far, and he found himself in the Atlantic waters. And there Bartlemy cursed. He cursed Cape Horseshoe. It had taken from him his ship. It had taken from him his treasure. It was about to take from him his life. But the only ones around to hear his cries were the gulls flying overhead. Now, years later, the lightkeeper out at Cape Horseshoe saw a flare go off in the direction of Roaring Bull Rock Ledge, and he thought it was a little unusual. It was a particularly calm night, no wind, the water was like glass. But nevertheless, he assembled the rescue team, and they headed out towards Roaring Bull Rock Ledge. There, they did see a ship sitting low in the water with no lights on. But the closer they got, they realized it was an ancient fighting galleon, a pirate ship, and there, glistening on the deck in the moonlight, were chests of treasure. Standing amongst them was a man dressed in black, grinning wickedly. The last thing the rescuers heard was the sound of Bartlemy's laugh as a wave came from those calm waters and took their vessel under. Now it's said, even today, rescuers take extra caution if they're called to Roaring Bull Rock Ledge, never certain if they'll find a true ship in distress or the apparition of a pirate ship, complete with a pirate who's still bitter that Kate Forshoe took from him everything.
Jeff Hiltz was 19 years old and camping with his girlfriend when another camper who had a bit too much to drink came over and caused an altercation where he ended up getting sucker punched. That cut blinded him in his left eye. He's worn an eye patch ever since. It seemed he was destined to be a pirate reenactor. In 2017, he joined the Pirates of Halifax reenactor troupe and began looking more and more the part of a pirate. His spirit has earned him to be inducted into the Order of Leviathan, the preeminent recognition of all things pirate. Jeff, great to have you with us today.
Hi, Captain Quinn and Gunner Gary. Great to be here.
Well, welcome aboard. Can I say that?
Tell us how you came to be part of the Pirates of Halifax.
Yeah, that's great. Great question. See, it's funny. As you said in the beginning, back I lost the eyesight in one eye, and I've worn the eye patch ever since I was a teenager, basically, and so everybody's always called me the pirate, and I've as a matter of fact, Halloween, going out with my friends on Halloween, and at times when I didn't even have a costume, and we get to the bar door, and it was a $5 cover charge unless you're wearing a costume. Well, hey, I'm a pirate. Oh, and I get let in, and my friends all get pissed off. But, so anyway, but when it comes down to the Pirate Off-Road Nation, yes, we never expected anybody to have to dress up or anything like that. Until we started our Valley Invasion big summer off-road event, and we thought, during our closing ceremonies, we give away thousands of dollars in prizes, and we figured, it would be nice if we, get people to dress up as pirates and come down to the big tent, and when we give out the prizes, and to encourage them, I gave out some extra prizes just for people who dressed up as pirates. So it turned out really well. So the first year, I didn't have the best of outfits. We put together, we bought some clothes online and a tricorn hat and a replica flintlock and I guess you call it a LARP sword for pirate reenacting, where it's not sharp and not really battle ready. Still a good steel sword, but it's not sharp, and as you're going to run in with, when you're reenacting with children that want to see your sword, and you don't really want to hand them over a sharp knife. So anyway, when it started with the first year of the Valley Invasion, and I picked up a nice outfit, and I started with that. And then and it just happened to be my wife and I were up in Cape Breton, lovely Cape Breton, my favorite place in the world. We were up in Cape Breton doing some fly fishing one fall. It was September, and we were up fly fishing for trout, and we knew that there was going to be a lot of people on the river on Saturday. So we said, well, let's take Saturday off and we'll do something else. And my wife is originally from the St. Peter's area, her family is, and so she said, well, let me take you to St. Peter's and I'll show you around. I'll show you where our family cottage was and everything like that, which some of her relatives still own. So we went in our RV. We have an old 1971 Ford F-350 RV, and we were on our way into St. Peter's, and as we were coming into St. Peter's, we saw a big sign up across the road saying St. Peter's Pirate Day Festival, and it was that weekend. And I said, "Oh my God!" And you're looking, and all the houses are dressed up with pirate flags and everything, and pirate ships and stuffed pumpkin people, everything to do with pirates. And then I saw these nasty scallywags standing on the corner of St. Peter's with black powder weapons and causing a commotion. And I saw these guys, and I saw Captain Barbosa. Captain Barbosa is dark, scary, tall, kind of looks like the Undertaker from the wrestling world. And Captain Barbosa, I saw him crossing the road, and I said, "Wow, man, these guys look great." Oh my God. And I turned to my wife and I said, "Oh my God, what I would do what those guys are doing," And so I actually wound up stopping and talking to them, and then I had a good chat with Barbosa, and I told him who I was, and that I run the Pirate Off-Road Nation, and that people have called me a pirate all my life, and so I've always said I was a pirate before pirates were cool, because I was a pirate before Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's basically Disney glorified piracy and turned it into something that is kind of exciting, and people love pirates because of that, and which makes me really happy, because it's kind of nice to celebrate the lighter side of piracy, because real pirates were some nasty, terrible people back in the day. And but the way a lot of these events, like St. Peter's, for instance, they celebrate pirate days as the lighter side of the darker past. And I love that. It's because there's huge pirate, piracy in Nova Scotia area back in the golden age of pirates, or the golden age of piracy. So after seeing these guys and talking to Barbosa, I told them about our Valley Invasion, God, it might be cool to have you guys come show up at our Valley Invasion, something like that. So Dwight Parker, Captain Barbosa, he took my number and name and everything, and we exchanged, and then we went on our way, and after talking to Barbosa, I told Cindy, I said, "You know what? We should really look into some better outfits and get some better outfits and start going to some of these pirate festivals. It looks like so much fun. Everybody's dressed up like pirates, having a good time." And so it was right after that driving away, and that we started looking online for outfits, and it just happened. We were just watching a show that was featured on Starz television network called Black Sails. And Black Sails is a really amazing television show. It's got some true history, but a lot fictionized for Hollywood. And a little bit of full frontal nudity and everything in this, but it had Captain Jack Rackham, who was a real pirate back in the golden age of piracy, and his partner, Anne Bonny, who was also a pirate. She looked like she dressed as a male to go on the ships, but it was found out after that she was actually female. And Anne Bonny Mary Reed is another female pirate, and then they had Captain Charles Vane, and Blackbeard, and it's basically Black Sails was basically a prequel to Treasure Island. So our Black Sails went on for I think it was 4 seasons, and you're talking like 15 to 18 shows per season, something like that. And Cindy and I had just finished watching the whole series. We binge watched it in less than a month. We watched all 4 seasons and fell in love with it. But so then Cindy was looking for outfits for us, and she just happened to stumble across VIP Auctions. VIP Auctions is an auction company that works on eBay that auctions off Hollywood production clothing and props and stuff. So they were selling all the outfits from the show Black Sails, and just amazing outfits. They're all hand stitched using the proper materials that they used back in the day. And and at first, nobody really knew about the auctions. So Cindy jumped in there, and she's a wizard when it comes to eBay auctions. And so she was what she calls sniping these outfits. She waits till the very last second, and then she drops a big dollar on it and take what we can get out of it. And so she started out that way, and I wound up getting, beautiful. For my first order was like $400, I think, and I wound up with real leather boots, real leather pants, and a beautiful waistcoat that, like I said, all hand stitched with proper materials and everything, as authentic pirate wear as you can get. So so that was the beginning of it. And then, as I told you earlier, that meeting Captain Barbosa in St. Peter's, and then so my outfit showed up here from VIP Auctions, and so Cindy said, "Well, put it on, and we'll go out and back, and I'll take a couple pictures." So the first outfit I put on, and I went out and took a couple pictures, and then posted them on Facebook. And next thing you know, I get a message from Captain Barbosa. He said, "Oh, wow, that's a great outfit, man." He said, "We have the tall ships coming here this summer, and we've been hired, the Pirates of Halifax have been hired to be the official pirates of Rendezvous, RDV, Rendezvous 2017 Tall Ship Festival." And he said, "We could use you as a spare if you are interested." And I said, "Oh, God," like I told my wife earlier, I said, what I would do what these guys are doing, right? So I said, "Yeah, man, count me in. And and meanwhile, Cindy's continuing to shop on VIP Auctions, just basically buying outfits that would fit me. I'm a small guy, running about 5'6", 5'6.5", something like that. And so she picked up these outfits and got a few more. And then we had our first gig with the Pirates of Halifax that I was invited to join. Was the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie in 2017 when it came out. The cinema in Dartmouth had brought us in for the movie, just to stand and pose with people at the beginning of the movie and have some fun with the people coming and going from the movie. So I showed up and in my beautiful Black Sails outfit, and that's when Barbosa said, "Wow, man, your outfits are just like, wow, really, really amazing." And basically I was told I was going to be a spare, but that never happened. He kind of threw me right in full time, and he saw that, I'm I'm a people person. I'm very outgoing. I like to joke with people, play with people, love kids, and he saw that in me, and so he threw me in full time, and that's where I've been ever since. I've been a full-time member of the crew of the Pirates of Halifax. I couldn't be more proud. We have a great bunch. We perform music. We just have fun with people. We go into restaurants and we play it apart. We bang on the table. We yell at the waitresses. and we drink some rum every now and then. but we are very family friendly and very family oriented group. And yeah, so when I was brought onto the Pirates of Halifax, I said, this is exactly what I've wanted to do all my life. And, here I am. At first, because there was a couple gigs where we were going out and we were short one person. So he asked, would my wife Cindy be interested in joining, dressing up and coming out to be the spare? And so she did, and she came out. So being that she's coming out, we kind of figured, we call her Ann Bonnie, and I'll take on Jack Rackham. And Jack Rackham, Calico Jack, as they called him back in the day, because he wore calico patterns in his clothing. And so that was it, and there I am. I'm, I've been running around as playing Captain Jack Rackham and having the time of my life. What's better? What's better, really? During the day we play with the kids, we have fun. I'll run, jump, and scream just like the kids do, and then in the evening we quite often get invited to the adult parties, and we get paid to drink rum and be obnoxious pirates. Is there a better job in the world than that?
So, Jeff, you mentioned about the Pirates' Day in St. Peter's, and there's Privateers' Day, for instance, in Liverpool. What's the difference between a pirate and a privateer?
Yes. Well, let's see now. Back in the day, let's go all the way back to the golden age of piracy. Back in, which ran basically from 1680 to 1720, somewhere in my years might be off by 10, 20, 30, something like that. But in that area, Jack Rackham, for instance, he lived from 1680 to 1720. And so anyway, back in the day, the England or Britain was at war with the French and as well as the Spanish. And so during that time, the king would or queen would they were hiring sailors, quite often fishermen, who had boats and tall ships, and what they would do is they were given a letter of marque from the queen or king of the time, and that letter of marque was permission to go pirating. They were allowed to capture other ships, take what they can from the other ships, be it rum, sugar, tea, gold, whatever they could take from the ships. And that was privateering. So the difference between a pirate and a privateer had a letter of marque from the queen or king, and so they could go out and legally be a pirate, whereas a pirate didn't have a letter of marque and didn't want. They were pirates were into freedom. They wanted their own freedom. They didn't want to live by the rules of the king. They wanted to drink rum, be merry. The brothels on New Providence. That's where they wanted to spend their time and go out and, why bring all that, they're going out and pirating all this, the plunder from other ships and bringing it back to the king when, why are we doing this? Why don't we just keep it for ourselves? Right. And, so it kind of went like that, quite a few started out as privateers and then wind up like, why am I doing this for them? I can be doing this for myself. And they wind up getting a bigger fleet, more ships and going around from port to port, some of them attacking towns, small towns, and such. But yeah, basically a privateer had a legal right to plunder ships in the out in the Atlantic, whereas the pirates were raising the black flag, and those pirates would raise the black flag, and under no country, no colors. They were their own entity, and they did what they wanted to do. And some of the pirates were really bad. Some were great. There was, like Blackbeard, for instance. Blackbeard, he wasn't known to hurt anyone. He basically took what he could, and then left the ship the way it was. And but some of the pirates, Ned Lowe, for instance. Ned Lowe was a nasty pirate who tortured the crewmates on the other ships and would torture them and then set the ship on fire and sail away. And so yeah, it was quite nasty. But privateering was a real thing where the country would hire these people to go out and plunder other ships, to take what they can, and as at the same time sinking some of the, getting rid of some of the Spanish and French ships.
So online, there seems like there's a lot of different groups of pirate reenactors as you go along, but then there's one special group there that seems like it's a bit of the Hall of Fame of the spirit of pirate, which is the Order of Leviathan. So tell us a little bit about the background on that and what it means to you.
Yeah, well, it's reason. All of this really is quite new to me. I dressed up for some Halloweens here and there in the past, but never really got into it until the last, like I said, 5 years or so. And, and it was just brought to my attention back in 2019, I think it was, one of our members of the Pirate Off-Road Nation, he knew about this Order of Leviathan. And the Order of Leviathan is basically, like you just explained it, it's kind of a Hall of Fame of pirates, of pirate reenactors, people who bring honor to being a pirate by doing charities and making us look good in the public view. And so the Order of Leviathan was originally started by a couple guys back in 2009, and they only you have to be they have a nomination period every second year, and they nominate up to 30 people, and the members are allowed to nominate one person each, and up to 30 people, and as well as and if that hasn't if people haven't nominated up to 30 people, then they wind up allowing some of the public to nominate some people to bring out more awareness. And so it was one of our Pirate Off-Road Nation members who brought it to my attention when he nominated me back in, I think it was early 2020. They've just done the latest nomination, and they are the inductees of 2022. So, which will be held in St. Augustine, Florida, in February of 2022. And I'm very, very, extremely proud to say that I was just nominated and inducted into the Order of Leviathan, which is a pretty big deal, you know, for the pirate, you know, for the pirate life that we have. It's just, yeah, it's kind of like the Emmy Awards, or you know, one of those. It's those people who, you know, put their pirate reenacting in a good light. So they, you know, and where with me, they saw that I do the Pirate Off-Road Nation, and we also do a lot of charity work with the Pirate Off-Road Nation, as well as the Pirates of Halifax. We've done boatloads of fundraisers and you know, muscular dystrophy, and oh God, the list goes on and on and on. We're always being brought in for fundraisers and stuff like that, and we love doing it. It allows us to get our pirate on and have fun and help raise money for a good cause. So little things like that is what the Order of Leviathan is looking for. People who are making pirate reenactors look good. And so I was extremely proud because, yeah, we just went through the nominations over the last 2 months, and it's a lot of work. They actually have a nominations page, and all the members, I think there's just over 100 members at the moment. They only allow 13 members every second year. So, and it started in 2009, plus the original guys that started it. So they wound up, so they start and they have a nominations page, and you're on the nominations page, and then the members who want to try to get to know you and find out what you do and what you've done and how you've made piracy look good and everything, they're asking questions, and you got to answer and such like that. And at the same time, you got to try to toot your own horn whenever you get the chance, which I didn't find too hard to do. We've really done such great things with the Pirates of Halifax. You know, stuff that I'm so proud of, you know, besides the fundraisers, you know, doing television commercial for Fortress Rum. It's worth protecting. And it's, you know, doing little things like that, the photography, the pictures, being out in Fortress Lewisburg and having our photos taken in a true background where, you know, where you would find a pirate back in those days, right? And so, yeah, the Order of Leviathan is, you know, for those who are pirate reenactors, it's the order is established in Florida, and so, you know, and in Florida, pirate festivals are huge. You'll see them all down the coast in St. Augustine, the Gasparilla festival, and anyway, there's festivals like at least once a month down in Florida, and the Carolinas, which were you know, like South Carolina is where Blackbeard, his pirate life was ended, and there's museums and stuff like that. And so it's really big down in the States, in the southern states. There's hundreds, and well, I shouldn't even say hundreds, I should say thousands. If you look on Facebook, you go and Google Pirates on Facebook, and you'll find dozens and dozens of pirate pages of reenactors, people who like to dress as pirates and go to festivals, that sort of thing. And you'll see some of these Facebook groups with 50,000 people, and so it's extremely popular down south. Not so much here in Nova Scotia. We do have a couple groups here in Nova Scotia, but not like down south. Down south is really big. So with the Order of Leviathan being in Florida, and like I said, originally my first year, I was nominated by one of my own members, but I wasn't inducted into the order that year. They didn't know me, and some people they say 3, 4, 5 tries even before they've been accepted into the order. And so anyway, the first one I wasn't put in, but the end of this year, end of 2020 is when they started the nominations, and I was nominated by one of the order's members, and she was actually on a television show called Pirate Master, which was back about 10 years, 15 years ago. And Pirate Master was just like the show Survivor, except they're on a pirate ship. And the really cool part is the pirate ship that they used was a Nova Scotia pirate ship, the Picton Castle, which is based in Lunenburg. And so they did this show, Pirate Master, where they start out with like 20 pirates on the ship, and they wind up, they got to make somebody a captain, and then they got to do all the same sort of thing as Survivor, except they're doing it all on a ship. And then at the end of each show, they set someone adrift on a raft, and they put somebody on a raft with a lantern, and they set them adrift in the ocean.
Did they give them a bottle of rum to go with it, or not? Like
no bottle of rum.
No rum. Oh man, where's tradition gone?
That's it. Well, that's the whole thing, right? So you want to stay on the ship because that's when you're going to get the rum.
That's right.
Yeah, but anyway, so she was actually one of the contestants on Pirate Master, and so I had known, I knew about her, and then and when she nominated me, she had just followed the Pirates of Halifax on Facebook and seen me and thought that I was worthy, and nominated me, and here I am. I was just, it was just, God, not even a week ago that they told me that, no, they take all the nominees and then all the members vote. And after the voting ends, only 13 people will become members of the order. And I was one of the 13. I'm extremely proud, and even better than being one of the 13, they also informed me that I had the third most votes out of all of the. So above and beyond excited and extremely proud. And right now I'm working on hopefully getting to St. Augustine for February 22. So I can go to the induction ceremonies where they give me a nice T-shirt. They have the Cruel ring, Cruel, Cruel, and the Cruel ring is a beautiful, beautiful ring that only the members are allowed to wear, and so that's something that I look forward to. But yeah, so being a member of the Order of Leviathan is a pretty big deal in the pirate reenacting world. and I couldn't be more proud. So, yeah, that's about. Well, I don't know what else to say about it, but I guess next year I will be nominating somebody, and then we'll go through the whole process where I'll be voting for somebody else to bring into the Order of Leviathan.
Jeff, one quick question before we wrap up. You and the other Pirates of Halifax, hugely popular in all the communities that you visit. I know they love you guys down here in Yarmouth. And I was just thinking earlier, pictures and autographs and all of that. How do some of the younger kids, the little ones, react when they first see you? Are they scared?
Oh, it's funny. It's funny because we get all emotions out of them, and sometimes not good. We can be a little scary sometimes. When we have our full makeup on, we look like we've been at sea for 6 months. Dirty, blackened faces and scars, and so as a matter of fact, the first year with the Pirates of Halifax, and we were doing Rendezvous 2017 Tall Ships Festival. My good buddy. What the hell's his name? What's my good buddy's name there?
Steve.
More. Captain Teague, and Captain Teague and I, we used to have a kind of running joke. Who made the most kids cry today? And it was kind of a joke, right? Steve is, when he's in full costume, he looks scary right to the face, right? I think kids see me a little less threatening, but they still, it's really hard. Sometimes, oh my God, they want to hug you, right? Sometimes they want to turn and run, and sometimes, they're very young, and the mothers say, "Oh, go see the Pirates," and their kids kicking and screaming. No, he doesn't want to see the Pirates. You're probably best to keep him back, right? You're going to traumatize him here. So, but for the most part, most kids, it only takes a minute. Once I give them a high five, they love me, and they want to play, and they want to get their pictures taken, and they want to see your sword, they want to see your pistol, your blunderbuss, and so for the most part, kids love Pirates, and it's continued not just with the Pirates of Halifax, but I also do we have a festival here in the winter in Spring Hill called the Chili Willy Festival, and our friends at the post office for the Pirate Off-Road Nation, I ship stuff almost every day through the post office, so they see me on a regular basis. I've become really good friends with them, and I'll give a great throw out to our post office at Spring Hill here, because the greatest people in the world, and they treat me really, really well. Small town community. They even call me when the truck's going to leave early and stuff like that. Great people. But anyway, they asked me if I would be interested in putting my garb on, as they call it, our pirate garb. Put on our pirate outfit, and I host a children's treasure hunt every year here in Spring Hill. Unfortunately, we had to cancel it this year because of COVID. But on the average, we do a treasure hunt, and the kids come into the post office. And this is where I've always been known as Captain Jack Rackham. But in my own town, I thought, I need a different name. And so I happen to live on McFarlane Street, and I happen to have a black patch. So my new pirate name became Captain Black Patch McFarlane. And so they wind up bringing me in every year, and the kids come in and they get a nice little scroll handed to them with that's a treasure map. And the treasure map takes them to different businesses within our town, and they have to go get a stamp. And at the same time, they give them a little treasure at each spot. And then once they've gone around town and got all the treasure, and they come back to me, and then I make them an honorary member of Captain Black Patch McFarlane's crew. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's such a great feeling because the kids love you. The kids just love it. They love pirates. The parents are getting the kids dressed up. They're coming in with their own pirate hats on, their own sword, and they do little cheer, huzzah, huzzah, and it's priceless. It warms my heart. The tears are in my eyes right now, or my eye, and it's just that because and that's what it is. No matter where we are with the children, be it in Yarmouth, which, by the way, Yarmouth is our favorite town, I think. We look forward to Yarmouth every year because we get such a warm welcome. The people treat us so well. The restaurants are fantastic. A big throw out to Rudders. We love Rudders. And, everything they do for Seafest is just bang on. They do such a great job, and we look forward to it every year. And we almost feel like, we're almost Yarmouthians. Yarmouthians?
Yeah, that's the right way.
Yep.
So anyway, we just love it, right? But the kids, and that's it is when it comes down to it, it's the reactions you get from the children that make everything about being a pirate reenactor the best, right? But like I said, not all children, right? And I feel extremely bad. There was one child who I guess he had a little problem with, I don't know if it was a clown or something when he was younger, but he was almost a teenager, and he came up to me and he was saying, "Oh, what do you do with the pirate? And what do you do with your sword?" And stuff. And I was joking. I said, "Why did I take out my sword and I put it up to them throat?" And he started breaking down, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And the next thing you know, I'm hugging him. I said, "Oh man, I'm just joking. I don't really do that. I'm a really good pirate. We just like having fun." but you just never know. So sometimes you got to tread lightly, and. But yeah, it's no better gig in the world than being a pirate and having children come up to you and they want to hug you. They want your picture taken. They want to see your flintlock. They want to see your blunderbuss. They want to be a pirate, right? And where's your ship? It's out there. You can't see it. It's behind the island, right? But someday, Yarmouth will see us sail in on our own ship.
We can't wait. Jeff, I know I speak for Quinn when I say what a pleasure it has been to have you on this podcast. I thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Gunner Gary. We'll have to induct you into our crew next time we're in Yarmouth.
Absolutely.
Look forward to it, my friend. Look forward to it.
Well, we got a little problem with some redcoats down there that we got to take care of next time. Next time we're down there, those redcoats. They're after us, but they're not going to get us.
Jeff, thanks so much. We've been speaking with...
Thank you, guys. Pleasure looking out your window, mate.
Yeah. We've been speaking with Jeff Hiltz. He is a member of the Pirates of Halifax reenactor troupe. I'm Gary Nickerson.
And I'm Quinn Taggart.
And this has been Outside My Window.